master play. As long as you have the cash and all your strings attached, you're on earth but living in heaven. There's nothing for the poor or as evermore. Life in a lion's den. Hungry man shall aspire.
Wow.
To keep the high man on top. To take him higher and higher. The poor one must struggle till he drops.
Diría mi amor,
Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master plays. Down in South Africa, white men with gun power have the natives under subjection. The black majority live in poverty, all because they ain't strong. Black man life is a thoroughfare.
Pero la palabra no la
They
puedes
can make
escribir
him a
así.
slave. South Africa is a nightmare for colored from cradle to the
La
grave.
palabra.
Destruction of the weak is nature's
Pero bueno, ya
plan.
sabes.
The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master plays.
Sí, dije.
Today is bound
Ya
to
que
us.
se dedica al futbolista.
Nature will form us all, bringing sudden death to this wild place. And only those who clean going to make this scene. Oh, you won't forget pain.
Ah, ok.
Sufferers shouldn't worry. Nature taking its course.
Dile que intente.
Tomorrow you may be happy.
¿Cómo lo logró?
Just hold on. If you let go, you're lost.
Es necesario
Destruction
celebrar
of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek
Metro,
must
Coca-Cola.
understand. This day of the strong man
Aquí
is
en
the
Colombia,
devil's
por ejemplo,
heyday.
EPM.
So they will right the wrong when the master play.
Ok, sí, ¿qué pasa? No, pero cualquiera. Es difícil de olvidar, ¿no?
Now the election back and I'll die away.
Es difícil de olvidar.
In short, this is what I have to say. Let us forget fights and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah. Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. And things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is putting more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show
in order to stay around
discipline,
in a life therapy
and
balance.
production.
For it is nature's way until judgment day. Weakness ain't got a chance. Playing strong cause I realize the price little one must pay to keep the big one in paradise. It's torment and misery all day. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master plays. You are on earth but living in heaven. There's nothing for the poor or as evermore. Life in a lion's den. Hungry man shall aspire to keep the high man on top, to take him higher and higher. The poor one must struggle till he drop. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. gunpower have the natives under subjection. The black majority live in poverty, all because they ain't strong. Black man life is a utopia. Nature make him a slave. South Africa is a nightmare for colored from cradle to the grave. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master play. Dun, dun, da, da, da. Dun, dun, da, da, da. Dun, dun, da, 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 dun, dun. Dun, dun, da, da, da. Dun, dun, da, da, da. Dun, 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 da, da. Today is bound to hold. Nature will come assault, bringing sudden death to this white place. And only those who clean going to make this scene. How you hope you get paid? Sufferers shouldn't worry. Nature taking its course. Tomorrow you may be happy. Just hold on. If you let go, you lost. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will right the wrong when the master play. Dun, dun, da, da, da. 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 Dun, dun.
Now the election back and I'll die away. In short, this is what I have to say. Let us forget fights and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah. Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now more than ever we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. This also goes for every Trinbagonian who going to live in a foreign land. Now is the time to come home and do something, instead of staying out there and freezing. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Exceeding 5 minutes. Minister?
Good morning.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Venison Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. Now, for all the viewers that are looking on here tonight, I would like to say thanks for watching. And before we go into the main program here tonight, before we go in and start to dissect the parts that needs to be dissected, a question was asked. Do you, Trinidad and Tobago, honestly trust this minister in the Ministry of Tertiary Education? Do you trust this minister? Hold up. Before I go into my editorial here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, a broken compass could never direct your north. So it is to an unstable educator. It could never lead you in the right direction. So before we go into this editorial here tonight, what I am going to do is play
Opening statement not
this statement.
exceeding 5 minutes. Minister?
Good morning, Chairman. Good morning, colleagues. The Ministry of Tertiary Education Skills Training is a newly established ministry, or maybe more accurately, a newly re-established ministry. It's important that we look at universities and skill training institutes, the purpose being to train skilled manpower to support existing industries and enterprises, and emerging ones like those based on artificial intelligence, robotics and automation, renewable energy and fuels, etc. Further, the research emanating from universities will play a critical role in the diversification of the economy through the commercialization of research and through collaboration with private enterprise. So therefore, there's a definite need to focus on tertiary level institutions and skills training. Now, this ministry has been operational for approximately 6 months, and we have got together in the Information Technology Division, Finance and Accounts, General Administration, Legal, etc. And this is from existing staff, as noted. Now, Chairman, this ministry recognizes the situation we are in financially, and therefore, out of financial prudence and good sense, we are staying in the same building with the Ministry of Education, and we are sharing some services with them also. So to be abundantly clear, we'll be sharing some services, and we have some departments fully aligned with the Ministry of Tertiary Education in order to maximize the resources. So the ministry is really a small, lean, agile ministry that we need to use in order to go forward and to set the example in terms of commercialization and enterprise, etc., that we need to be lean and agile. So having said so, Mr. Chairman, what the figures indicate here today, it's a new ministry, so we're trying to establish baseline financial figures as we go forward. So therefore, in the interest of the economy of time, that is important, as you pointed out, I want to point out that some of the issues in terms of numbers, etc., if the allocations are not adequate, we'll do some internal environment according to the regulations and rules, and also we'll use a mid-year review to ensure a proper baseline financial position is established. I thank you, Chairman.
So before we go into the lead discussion concerning the gentleman there on the screen, to do a little justice with Parkash Persad, what I am going to do, for the many of you that don't know, the gentleman that goes by the name of Parkash Persad is a minister in the Ministry of Tertiary Education. He was appointed after April 28, 2025. And as we were evaluating the Standing Finance Committee, seeing that the UNC would have sabotaged the budget debate, and we are going into that. So to you that are listening right now, take off on your calendar this Sunday. We are going through and we will bring facts as to prove what I would have just said. So this Sunday at 12 o'clock, 12 noon, we are going to bring an entire breakdown concerning the budget debate that would have started on the 13th of October. So the discussion this afternoon is about Parkash Persad. On his appointment, the University of Trinidad and Tobago has congratulated Parkash Persad on his appointment as a Minister of Tertiary Education and Skills Training, hailing his long-standing commitment. UTT praised Parkash Persad commitment to higher education and understanding of the challenges and opportunities within tertiary education landscape. So the gentleman there is a well-oiled and educated gentleman that comes with a lot of accolades behind his name, because you would have heard things during the research that he is an emeritus. So Parkash Persad is the Minister of Tertiary Education and Skill Training in Trinidad and Tobago. He is a senator and an academic with a long career in higher education, including serving as a president of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, UTT. He was appointed to a ministerial position by Prime Minister Kamala Persad Bissessa following the 2025 general election. Persad is recognized as a professor emeritus, having spent over 4 decades in academia, research, and national service. So being an emeritus means that you retire with a position. So the university would have recognized Parkash Persad as somebody that could retire with the title, a matter of fact. So no matter where he go, he is to be known as a professor. You know the professor like from in the X-Men? Right, so we reaching somewhere concerning that. His background include extensive work in engineering, education leadership, and he has played a key role in advocating science and technology education in the country. So that is certain things that was added to his accolade. The Ministry of Tertiary Education under his leadership is described as a lean, small, agile, with ongoing effort to fill vacancies and establish financial baseline for this relatively new ministry. He is also noted for mentoring of students and his commitment in leveraging tertiary education for national development and economic diversification. Parkash Persad is a Hindu and a alumnus of the University of the West Indies, UWI, where he earned degrees in electrical and mechanical engineering. So there it is. Parkash Persad would have entered politics to improve tertiary education. And in the researches, his ministry have been described as a lean, small, and agile ministry. So when you talk about lean, you talk about strength, small in numbers, but agile. Something that the syntax of words that was placed together, what one could have gleaned from the story is that this person is efficient and they understand English language and they have a history. But in analyzing the standing finance committee debate that would have taken place just one day ago, the 22nd of October, where he was evaluated by members of the PNM, doubt started to occur within the minds of many individuals. I mean, in listening to the Standing Finance Committee, the gentleman in question, as an educator, one has to go back now and analyze what was said about him in the past. And the question is right there for you to see, Trinidad and Tobago. Are you confident in that gentleman leading the charge as to where your children future is concerned? So without further ado, Trinidad and Tobago, we will go into clip number 1. Clip number 1.
Thank you kindly, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, with regard to line item 01, salaries and cost of living allowance, how many positions are under this being paid from this line item, Minister?
Under 01,
Yes.
it's listed 126 approximately, and the minister and the parliamentary secretary and their staff, basically.
120.
Approximately.
Okay.
It's important to note, member, that there are a lot of positions in this ministry that have been vacant for a long, long time, which you will be fully aware.
Now, we urge you, members of the public, to pay attention from now on. So the gentleman would have said, we urge you that there have been a number of vacancies that have been open for some time. Pay attention.
Of, I'm sure. And therefore, the ministry is in a position of reconstituting.
If I may, Chairman, I'm just asking, Minister could just take it easy. I'm asking the questions one by one. So you have 126 positions. Approximately. How many of them are filled and how many are vacant?
The positions, in total, they're all filled.
But you just said we had a lot of vacancies.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, the whole ministry itself, there are over 911 vacancies in that positions,
Minister,
which have not been filled.
Minister, if I may,
Yeah.
How many positions are being paid under 01, line item 01? That's the question.
As I said previously, those bodies in place.
Chairman,
Now,
I am asking how many,
now, the gentleman there that you are seeing, is an educator. All right?
are being paid under 01. You said 126. Is that the figure?
Yep, I said that, yes.
Okay. And I'm asking further, how many of them are filled and how many are vacant?
These positions are filled.
All are filled.
Yep.
So, in line item 08, when there's $100,000 allocated for vacant posts without incumbents, how many posts are those that they're referring to?
As I indicated earlier, there are over 795 posts that are vacant in the ministry. We found the ministry in that way.
Idiot.
So we are filling, we're not paying people who are not there. We have to pay people who are there.
Idiot.
Minister, I'm not sure if you're understanding the question I'm asking.
I'm not sure you understand
I'm
my
asking
answers.
01, how many positions are on the establishment of the ministry? How many are filled? How many are vacant? You replied 126. You said all are filled, there are none vacant. Is that the answer you're giving?
I'm saying to you, and I'm repeating, and I don't know how many times must I repeat it, that there are a lot of vacancies in the ministry, all right? Some 9,
I'm
11.
asking how many?
And I am saying to you again that the positions we are paying, the coalesce for positions that have been filled, that are filled.
Idiot.
Minister, I'm asking how many positions are on your establishment?
Idiot.
Minister of Finance, give him some assistance.
Minister, why are you ducking the question?
Idiot.
Ducking.
You know, San Fernando
I'm
East,
not ducking any question.
it's a little too early to start that. Yeah,
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that right here is the minister in the Ministry of Tertiary Education, and the man can't even answer a straightforward question. And in our estimation, the minister is just doing too much, or trying to do too much, or trying to sound too smart. If we had to say something, it's as if this parliament is filled with clowns, and one pertinent question needs to be asked. Trinidad and Tobago. Can the UNC do better than that? What I am seeing here within this parliament is absolute rubbish. This is the man that we put in charge of tertiary education. The transition from school to work. The man that actually shaping the direction, that the choice that, where we work hard for our whole life, send our children to school. He had the final say as to direct the children within that direction. And this is what we are getting from him within the parliament. Something that should frighten a lot of you here in Trinidad and Tobago. Because any teacher that is unstable, the lessons becomes a manipulation. Let's go on. Facts is on the
you're
table.
going to ask a question, you're going to make an interjection rather than shout a commentary across. It's a little too early.
Mr. Chairman, I did ask a question.
Chairman, is anybody able to
out
assist
of
the
10.
minister to answer the question? Because
Sure. So what we're saying right now, there are 911 positions in the ministry, according to the various heads.
in the Ministry of Tertiary Education and
Yep,
Skills
which
Training,
has been-
930,
which has been transferred.
911.
Yep.
And Minister of Finance?
Approximately
Peter.
126 filled, and the rest, if you subtract 126 from 911, you know how many are vacant.
Idiot.
Well, they have left endless vacant. The ministry is a mess.
Idiot.
Well, clearly, Minister, from the fact that you don't even know the number of people in the establishment. Then,
Because you left it in a mess. That is why. That is why. I was there.
Mr. Chair.
You know, the record must show it, that, for instance,
Mr. Chairman,
Ministry of
Mr.
Education,
Chairman,
ECIAF,
I don't know where
what
this
have you done?
editorializing is coming from.
Mr. Chair.
I'm speaking facts.
Mr. Chair.
Not sure.
Listen, it's
Why
a
is
little too early to
my colleague from St. Anne's East is collating the very difficult response?
No. Trinidad and Tobago. Again, I urge you, pay attention. Pay attention. Listen to what you are hearing here in this whole entire clip. Listen to what is being said. Listen to the responses of the gentleman, and you come up with your own analysis. You played it as is.
If I may, Mr. Who are you?
Listen.
You're not in charge of these proceedings.
Yes, well, let's proceed in an orderly fashion. Member for St. Anne's East, are you done for now?
Giving it to member for
Right.
Port of
Member for Port of Spain North.
To the
I would like you to pay attention to Trinidad. Watch how the speaker is rushing along the debate. Pay attention to that as well.
Minister, at the start of your presentation to the population, you stated that this is a new ministry. So by definition, a new ministry could not have been filled previously. So therefore, I am failing to understand why those comments are being made. The simple question put to you is, with your new ministry that did not exist for 10 years, so therefore no vacancies under a non-existent ministry could have been filled by anybody, not even the UNC, how many vacancies exist in your new ministry? Simple question.
Minister, you have selective hearing.
I have 5 minutes.
I think. All right.
That you are no longer in charge of a tertiary education institution.
Okay, that's enough.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, let's be real, fair, and honest. Now, this guy here, Parkash Persad, the minister in the Ministry of Tertiary Education, that is in charge of tertiary education, in charge of children, and this demeanor that is being presented here within the parliament, this man is who we entrusted with a position, a very important position where our children is concerned. Do you have any trust within this individual? I mean, come on, let's be real. We have to be real and reasonable according to Mabada. We have to be fair in our depiction in what we are seeing. What we see in there is not a lie. It's facts. It would have came from the gentleman's mouth. It's a new ministry one. But how we end up here? After the UNC would have sabotaged the debate where people would have here clear and pellucid information, the parliamentary debate have been sabotaged. And we are going into that. So we have some shows that will be coming up within the future, and where we are going to dissect even the Tobago contribution and show how an idiot Joel Sampson is, and a fool for not contributing in a way that will benefit the people of Tobago. It's a shame that you would have gotten such a representation from an individual that would have been purporting change. Before the election, asking any one of you, did you ever hear these people and them speak? Were they ever tested by the population as to some of the inconsistencies that would have been coming out their mouth? But wait, let me get right back into it.
One, and first of all, the first comment I'd like to make, there's no need to shout your questions at the minister. We're all right here. The acoustics in this room is outstanding. There's no need for that. The mics are there. There's absolutely no need to shout your questions and ask them in such a plainly belligerent manner. Okay? First, that's the first observation I'd like to make. Secondly, if we have this constant commentary and accompanying questions, we are not going to get anywhere. We are not going to achieve an economic management of time. Thirdly, St. Anne's East. Can I say that this is appropriate, one of the appropriate questions by which you can elicit the answer in response, you can get a more considered, a more fulsome, and an answer with a greater degree of clarity in writing. So you've asked the minister the same questions 3 times.
Now, Jagdeo Singh would have employed a strategy that the average man don't understand. And why I would have said that, I would have bounced up on that strategy before, where somebody force you to make an answer to answering a question rushed. And sometimes it does end up making mistake, most of the time, because when you rush somebody into something, there's a whole set of thing taking place, the panicking, the frustrated, you induce anxiety. And in most debates that I would have seen, other than argumentum ad lapidem, which is appeal to the stone, I would have seen Jagdeo Singh would have keep on rushing the opposition to move along in their questioning in the Standing Finance Committee. For the sake of the viewers, take a look at this picture here in which we are going to place on full. Exigency fallacy, also called appeal to urgency, is a logical fallacy where someone tries to pressure you into making a decision quickly by claiming that immediate action is necessary without providing enough evidence or reasoning to justify the urgency. And throughout the parliamentary debate, we would have seen, a matter of fact, have evidence. Many of you within the population, I just reminding you of things that you would have already seen. We would have seen how minuscule the parliamentary debate was. And the Minister of Finance, Dave Tanko, would have, when UNC win, everybody win without even providing any details of such. And seeing that they would have had control over that part of the debate, the Standing Finance Committee is something totally different. Although the opposition do not have any say in most of the things that is existing there, but just to question it, it was to the benefit of the population. And you would have seen that Jagdeo Singh would have been rushing the whole process, so you are unable to see or understand what is taking place within the parliament. A price go up here, a price go up there, and at the end of the day, no details is provided. So, moving along with the definition, it manipulates emotion, especially fear of missing out, danger, crisis, rather than relying on logical facts. So, to give some example concerning that, I'll get the next slide on the screen now. Some example concerning that thing. The exigency fallacy occurs when an argument insists that something must be done right now, not because it's rational or proven, but because an exaggerated or invented sense of urgency, because of an exaggerated or invented sense of urgency. Evaluate the Parliamentary Standing Finance Committee for yourself. It's a little lengthy, but it will educate you in where the minds of some of these ministers and them is. And for yourself, people, all I'm asking you to do is to believe what you see. Don't be a hypocrite. We must pass this education reform bill tonight, or our children's future will be destroyed. Here, the Speaker is creating a false sense of urgency to rush approval of the bill instead of allowing proper debate or evidence-based review. Trinidad and Tobago, I beg you to evaluate the Standing Finance Committee. The first one would have been done on the 17th of October. The second one was the 21st of October, going into the 22nd of October. Today, a part of the bill again would have been discussed, and you would have seen the answers and some of the responses by people like Jolene John, Barry Padarat. Barry Padarat was our next individual that could not even answer some of the questions. His tactics within this budget debate was to say that all the ministries and then have been synergized. So everything have been followed throughout the ministry. Misrepresentation. Instead of answering some of the questions, go and see it yourself. Barry Padarat would have deflect plenty of the answers and followed it into the rest of the ministries and them, and say, well, you know, this ministry would have been there, and he would have keep answering things from past, present, and future. This is what happened in the past. This is what going on in the present. But what are we hoping to expect? What are we getting? What value we are getting for our money? And it's only then you, the population, will be able to evaluate the kind of players that they have in Parliament and the type of mindset that they have. So don't study the Speaker. The Speaker have an agenda, and the agenda is to serve the UNC within the Parliament. So the PNM is actually correct as to why they are saying that the Speaker of the House, Jagdeo Singh, other than he was arrested and was a criminal, and I saying he was caught in a sting operation, and because that he didn't pay the judge the bribe, he was released on a technicality. So the whole of the parliamentary debate concerning this gentleman here, Parkash Persad, many of the questions was not answered because of that gentleman, because of the factor that, you know, they're trying to protect that gentleman. For some reason, I don't know. So in understanding the position that Jagdeo Singh takes in the parliament, this video here is instrumental that you need to see.
Of one of those men, we, David Shanai, were at university together. We know each other for 40 years. We started our legal studies together, and we have both been in practice for 35 years. Devish has come to Port of Spain and has made his name as a young boy with no connection in the legal profession and carved his own niche, nothing given to him. And both of us came up together, and that is the man I come to speak to you tonight about. You know, Kendrick Lamar has a song, Not One of Us. Well, in this race in St. Joseph, there are two men. One of them ain't one of us. That is the Alsing. Devish came to Port of Spain, a boy who grew up in Cedros on a coconut plantation, and look what he has made himself into. No political patronage. Terence the Alsing has reached where he has reached only because of politics. What has Terence the Alsing done to deserve your vote? Search your souls. Ask yourself the question, what has the Alsing done to deserve your vote? It is a very simple choice that you have. For 10 years, the PNM fooled people in 2015 to tell you that they will make life better. For 10 years, this country has gotten progressively worse.
Now that right there was the minister, the Speaker of the House, on a UNC platform, hailing Devonish Mirage. Now let me be real, let me be straightforward, let me get straight to the point. What you think is going to take place within the parliament? Come on, I mean a little child could understand what they now see there and the expectancy of such a gentleman. What you think is going to take place within the parliaments of Trinidad and Tobago? So when the opposition would have walked out of the parliament, the pressures that has taken place on them to get a clear and a pellucid answer by the Speaker of the House, Jack Dowsing. What you expect, Trinidad and Tobago? Anything other than not seeing the biasness of the Speaker in the House and his dirty tactics that they use on the opposition as to silence truth, as to silence opposition from anybody. It is far-reaching and it cannot be questioned after today. So in terms of in terms of the Speaker of the House, Jack Dowsing.
Speak of one of those men. We, Devish and I, were at university together. We know each other for 40 years. We started our legal studies together, and we have both been in practice for 35 years. Devish has come to Port of Spain and has made his name as a young boy with no connection in the legal profession and carved his own niche, nothing given to him. And both of us came up together, and that is the man I come to speak to you tonight about. You know, Kendrick Lamar has a song, Not One of Us. Well, in this race in St. Joseph, there are two men. One of them ain't one of us. That is the Alsing. Devish came to Port of Spain, A boy who grew up in Cedros on a coconut plantation, and look what he has made himself into. No political patronage. Terence D.L. Singh.
Now, what you would have just seen there, Trinidad and Tobago, is not a AI footage. Is what would have actually taken place before April 28, 2025. And at the appointment of the Prime Minister and the Attorney General, several appointments would have made after, including the Speaker of the House. So when you go within the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago, that is the person that you see sits on the chair with the little green background. So before I go on, good night, Altia. Good night, Altia. Thanks for joining me here tonight. Slimy, Pantin, and the rest of you that is on the chat for joining us here on such short notice. Thank you for watching and looking on. So there are some of you that is on Rumble, on Facebook, no, Facebook not on, but on TikTok. Thanks for watching. So as we're moving along concerning what you would have seen there, Trinidad and Tobago, the facts is there. All we are asking you is for you to pay attention and to believe what you see. Don't let nobody come and tell you anything different. Don't allow people to fool you and tell you, hey, you see where you see there, you don't really see it. Because anytime you are fooled after, you are the one to blame. So I know I would have divulged, I would have went off the topic a little bit. Not much, a little bit. Right, I know I would have went off the topic a little bit. So let me streamline and come right back as to where this topic's supposed to be. So let's pull up the video again.
Item 001, General Administration, St. Anne's East.
Thank you kindly, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, with regard to line item 01, salaries and cost of living allowance, how many positions are under this being paid from this line item, Minister?
Under 01?
Yes.
It's listed 126 approximately, and the minister and the parliamentary secretary and their staff, basically.
120?
Approximately.
Okay.
It's important to note, member, that there are a lot of positions in this ministry that have been vacant for a long, long time, which you will be fully aware of, I'm sure. And therefore, the ministry is in a position of reconstituting.
If I may, Chairman, I'm just asking, the Minister could just take it easy. I'm asking the questions one by one. So you have 126 positions. Approximately. How many of them are filled and how many are vacant?
The positions, in total, they're all filled.
But you just said we had a lot of vacancies.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, the whole ministry itself, there are over 911 vacancies in that positions,
Minister?
which have not been.
An educator, somebody that ought to know better, can't even answer a straight question. And we must ask ourselves, Trinidad and Tobago, where is morality in public office is in this country.
Heads. We're now 18 minutes into this session and we're still on the first set of questions.
Chairman, if I may, I asked a simple question and asked for a simple response.
Right.
It
So
took
the
the
minister's
minister
answer-
3 tries to even tell me how many people were there on the establishment and how much
All
was
right,
filled.
so let's
you
move
cannot
on.
blame
Ask
me on
another
that.
question. Can you?
Yes? Go ahead. I'm not asking anything else. No, sorry. How many of those vacant positions, Minister, now that you have identified that you have a number of vacant positions in the ministry that has been re-established after 10 years, are you planning to fill any of those vacant positions?
Sure.
Based on line item 08.
Chairman, for clarity first, I think to respond to the member for St. Anne's West, I did not say a new ministry. I said a re-established ministry. Yes, selective hearing. Right. All right. And secondly, Chairman, right, that I did say that the number of vacancies, when they put the ministry together, and I did point out that there are a lot of vacancies within the put together Ministry of Education. So this is what we have inherited, Chairman. It's a very, very complex situation we're trying to, put together. So it's very important that we know that. So that's for the record.
All right, to control the management of time, can I ask you, are you able to give a fulsome and accurate answer now, in keeping with your parliamentary duty of full and frank accountability?
Yes, sir, I can. So the positions, the number of positions are 911, right? 116 are filled, and therefore the vacancies at this point in time is 795. With regard to the member for St. Anne's East question, that as we go along, we'll see which positions are required within the ministry, because I did say in my opening statement, we want to have a lean, agile ministry.
Okay, so with regards to line item 08, the $100,000 that is allocated here, how many vacancies would that be projected to fill?
That will work out as we go along.
So the minister does not know a number at this time?
No, I'm saying to you that it's being developed. As I said, it's a re-established ministry, and we're looking at positions. If you would allow me to answer, please, that we are building over the ministry, which was, destroyed basically, and we're trying to build it back. And as I said again, I'll repeat that we want to have a lean, agile ministry. As simple as that. That is straightforward.
Okay, next question.
Now, I hate to reiterate the point, but what Jagdeo Singh have been doing throughout this whole standing finance committee, have been doing everything in his power, seeing the incompetency of the UNC ministers. Trust me, if I go into things like Roger Alexander, or you go want to know where we have as a person in national security. So the exigencies fallacy, also called appeal to urgency, is a logical fallacy when someone tries to pressure you into making a decision quickly by claiming that the immediate action is necessary without providing enough evidence or reasoning to justify the urgency. It manipulates emotions, fear of missing out, change, fear of missing out, danger or crisis, rather than relying on logic or facts. And what was the reason for hurrying up the debate? What was the reason that Jagdeo Singh would have presented for the sake of time? So the debate must be a rush exercise instead of finding out exactly what is taking place within the ministry. Is that a confession from the Speaker of the House that he know for sure that the ministers in the UNC party is incompetent. The gentleman could hardly even say, remember what he said. Why the rush? And there are certain things that is going to miss this. There are a lot of other things that is taking place in about, but for the sake of confusion, for the sake of the factor that, I don't want to confuse the whole situation, we are going to stop right here. We really is going to administer this in parts, going straight through the whole debate, because we are going to break it down, because we can't be paying for certain things and we are not getting it. So this here is another part of the explanation. We would have read it out before. The exigency fallacy occurs when an argument insists that everything must be done right now, not because it is rational, or proven, but because an exaggerated or invented sense of urgency. We must pass this education reform bill tonight, or our children's future will be destroyed. Here, the Speaker is creating a false sense of urgency or rush approval of the bill, instead of allowing proper debate or evidence-based review. So with that, people of Trinidad and Tobago, we are going to end this broadcast here tonight and tune in again on Thursday as to hear not Thursday, but Sunday at 12 p.m. as to hear a proper breakdown to the Standing Finance Committee in the Parliament, the breakdown. And pay attention. And all we are asking you, Trinidad and Tobago, is to believe what you are seeing there on the screen. Don't let them fool you. Don't let no politician fool you, a matter of fact.
We're now 18 minutes into this session and we're still on the first set of questions.
Chairman, if I may, I asked a simple question and asked for a simple response.
Right.
It
So
took
the
the
minister's
minister
answer-
3 tries to even tell me how many people were there on the establishment and how much
All
was
right,
filled.
so let's
you
move
cannot
on.
blame
Ask
me on
another
that.
question. Can you?
Yes? Go ahead. I'm not asking anything else. No, sorry. How many of those vacant positions, Minister, now that you have identified that you have a number of vacant positions in the ministry that has been re-established after 10 years, are you planning to fill any of those vacant positions?
Sure.
Based on line item 08.
Chairman, for clarity first, I think to respond to the member for St. Anne's West, I did not say a new ministry. I said a re-established ministry. Yes, selective hearing. Right. All right. And secondly, Chairman, right, that I did say that the number of vacancies, when they put the ministry together, and I did point out that there are a lot of vacancies within the put together Ministry of Education. So this is what we have inherited, Chairman. It's a very, very complex situation we're trying to, put together. So it's very important that we know that. So that's for the record.
All right, to control the management of time, can I ask you, are you able to give a fulsome and accurate answer now, in keeping with your parliamentary duty of full and frank accountability?
Yes, sir, I can. So the positions, the number of positions are 911, right? 116 are filled, and therefore the vacancies at this point in time is 795. With regard to the member for St. Anne's East question, that as we go along, we'll see which positions are required within the ministry, because I did say in my opening statement, we want to have a lean, agile ministry.
Okay, so with regards to line item 08, the $100,000 that is allocated here, how many vacancies would that be projected to fill?
That will work out as we go along.
So the minister does not know a number at this time?
No, I'm saying to you that it's being developed. As I said, it's a re-established ministry, and we're looking at positions. If you would allow me to answer, please. Please. That we are building over the ministry, which was, destroyed basically, and we're trying to build it back. And as I said again, I'll repeat that we want to have a lean, agile ministry. As simple as that. That is straightforward.
Okay, next question.
Again, you see, some of the tactics that is actually being used by the Speaker of the House. I mean, he can't fool me. I don't know at the end of the day if he fools some of you outside there, but he can't fool me at all. Can't fool me. And if Oyo want to take a man that just run up his mouth and fooling Oyo, he could go ahead. But the facts of the matter still remain. If you can't hear, people of Trinidad and Tobago, you can feel everything that is taking place within the parliament. Now, there were people that was warning you guys as to what the truth of the matter. Many of you could not have seen because of the dust that was blowing in your eyes from all over the art forms. My mother would have told me this joke, and I hope you understand it and take it within good faith. If you had 10 cats sitting on a wall and one decide to jump, how much it have remaining? Most of you are going to say 9, but it actually have 10, because deciding to jump and actually jumping is two different things.
in boiling water I have to share with you, because I think it is relevant to all of us. As the story goes, if you place a frog in a pot of boiling water, it will immediately jump out to save its life. But if you put the same frog in a pot of room temperature water and slowly heat it up, the frog will remain in the pot. Even when the water starts boiling, the frog will stay there and ultimately boil to death. Now, you may be thinking that frogs are stupid, but don't we all do that to some degree? You spend too long in a relationship, in a business, in a job, in a friendship. At the start, it was good. Then slowly over time, it started dying. You should have jumped out or made changes a long time ago. Now you're dying inside like the frog. Too often we get stuck in our comfortable lives. It becomes so comfortable and so familiar that even though we may be miserable, we stay. Because at least the misery is familiar. Taking that risk to change or grow or leave is unknown. And if there's one thing most humans can't face, it is the unknown. But let me ask you, do you want to be like that frog in the pot, slowly boiling to death? Or would you rather be like the minority? Jump out of that pot and go searching for a life that will challenge you and force you to grow into a person you can be proud of. I challenge you to be the latter. Don't wait for someone else to turn down the heat for you. There's no one else in control of the temperature of your life. Take control of your own life and be brave enough to make those positive changes. Embrace every challenge you face and seek out new opportunities for growth and development. Progress requires discomfort. Don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone and try something new. It will be uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort is a sign of pending progress. If you want to be a better version of yourself, you must push yourself to grow. You must make some tough decisions and trust your gut that everything will work out in the end. So, don't be that frog. Don't be someone who stays somewhere that is killing them inside.
My name is Venison Jeffrey. Now, many a times, sometimes when my mind is filled, and sometimes, I need encouragement and rest, because there are many people, they are givers and they are takers. Most of the times, what we do, we encounter many takers. Who does fill us up when we are empty? Sometimes no one. Most of the time we just have to draw on strength from within, deep within. And every time I end up in a situation, I remember this verse, and I'll go on a beach. And this scriptures is it. This is the verse I'm at for. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff may comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. And to you, the people that are listening to this, don't give up. Pray. Your blessing is on the way. Don't give up. Your blessing is on the way.
a life terribly imbalanced. For it is nature's way until judgment day. Weakness ain't got a chance. Playing strong cause I realize the price little one must pay to keep the big one in paradise. It's torment and misery all day. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master plays. As long as you have the cash and all your strings attached, you're on earth but living in heaven. There's nothing for the poor or as evermore. Life in a lion's den. Hungry man shall aspire to keep the high man on top. So take him higher and higher. The poor one must struggle till he drop. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master plays. Down in South Africa, white men with gun power have the natives under subjection. The black majority live in poverty, all because they ain't strong. Black man life is a thoroughfare. Nature make him a slave. South Africa is a nightmare for colored from cradle to the grave. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master plays. Today is bound to halt. Nature will somersault, bringing sudden death to this wild place. And only those who clean going to make this scene. How you hope you get paid? Sufferers shouldn't worry. Nature taking its course. Tomorrow you may be happy. Just hold on. If you let go, you're lost. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. They will bite the ground when the master plays.
Hasta el cabo San Román, se alza la patria firme en su misión, su cabeza.
Sotavento y Barlovento marcan el camino. Guardianes del Caribe, un solo destino. Los roques brillando con luz soberana. La horchila y la blanquilla, defensa temprana. La tortuga, los hermanos y Margarita. Los testigos, los reyes, Venezuela grita. Este mar tiene dueños, sangre de guerreros, herederos del Caribe, libres y certeros. Bolívar, Zamora, Chávez y el pueblo unido. Una sola fuerza, un destino compartido. Se alzan los caciques en memoria viva. Huequeturo, Tamanaco, resistencia activa. Chacao, Manarure, Tunda y Paramaconi. En cada hora su voz de resistencia en mi historia. Corazón de la nación, defienden soberanía, convicción del mar a la montaña, Venezuela libre de bota extranjera y de patitud. Este mar tiene dueños, sangre de guerreros, herederos del Caribe, libres y certeros. El pueblo unido, una sola fuerza, un destino compartido. Caribe soberano, memoria infinita, el viento sopla fuerte, la patria palpita. No hay guerra cognitiva que quiebre el honor. En cada soldado vive un luchador, que tiemble el invasor, sin tocar el suelo. Nuestro mar flamea con orgullo llanero, con la mano firme, Venezuela entera, brinda el horizonte, patria verdadera. Hasta el Cabo San Román se alza la patria firme en su misión. Sotavento y Barlovento marcan el camino. Guardianes del Caribe, un solo destino. Los roques brillando con luz soberana. La horchila y la blanquilla, defensa temprana. La tortuga, los hermanos y Margarita. Los testigos, los reyes, Venezuela grita. Este mar tiene dueños, sangre de guerreros, herederos del Caribe, libres y certeros. Bolívar, Zamora, Chávez y el pueblo unido. Una sola fuerza, un destino compartido. Se alzan los caciques en memoria viva. Huequeturo, Tamanaco, resistencia activa. Chacao, Manarure, Tunda y Paramaconi. En cada hora su voz de resistencia en mi historia. Fuerzas armadas, corazón de la nación, defienden soberanía, convicción del mar a la montaña, Venezuela libre de bota extranjera y de patitud. Este mar tiene dueños, sangre de guerreros, herederos del Caribe, libres y certeros. El pueblo unido, una sola fuerza, un destino compartido. Caribe soberano, memoria infinita, el viento sopla fuerte, la patria palpita. No hay guerra cognitiva